yeah, so I actually got a bit done today. As you can see, got the bumper cover off, got the fan out, and I had to cut away the splash guards, as you can see down there. And I used a plethora of tools today. But yeah, no, yeah, and some guy wanted this, and they're willing to pay $40, so just like, sure, why not? It took me about 3 hours to pull it out, but whatever. Snapped a few studs. If he doesn't come grab it, I'll be pissed. And yeah, you can see in here just how rusty it is down there. And the closer you look, the worse it is. This bumper is decent though. Somebody wanted that. Somebody else also wants the signal light assemblies, so I have to mail those to him, plus the signal stock. So that'll be fine. And also the guy that wanted this front bumper cover, he wanted all of the nuts and stuff, and it's just like, you gotta be kidding me. But okay, whatever. So up next, this will be tomorrow because it's getting cold out here. This is the cord for the that for the fan, and yeah, I'm using the tripod right now, so this is first for the channel, and yeah, so I'm gonna follow that and see, because it splits off both front and back. So my guess is the ground is up front and it goes all the way to the back for power, so I will follow that back tomorrow and see if I can get it unhooked. And then on Wednesday, what I'll do is, because I have to bring my dad's Magnum into the shop because he's working night shifts this week, so, and it needs some service work done, so I'll just do that for him. Not a big deal. He's paying for it, but I'm doing it. Yeah, so there's that. Also, it's tomorrow. I've got a guy coming for, hang on, let me show you, for the brackets for the rear bumper, and he's paid me $50, so he's pulling those off himself. I have a feeling those are gonna be a bitch to get off. So yeah, and then on Thursday, somebody wants this trunk lid, which, it's got nice patina, but it's rusty as hell on the inside, but whatever. He said he wants the patina look, so I'm assuming he's just going to skim it onto another trunk. Maybe. I don't know. And then that same day, somebody wants this hood. Now, on Saturday is when the guy's coming from Medicine Hat to grab this bumper cover. And yeah, and while I'm in the shop, I'll ask my mechanic if he knows exactly how we might wire this in properly, because it was on a switch before. Well, here, I'll show you exactly. And yeah, it's still jacked up in the air right now. It's not on jack stands. I was in a hurry, so don't ever do that. So, and if you can see in here, there is a toggle switch over there, right? That toggle switch turns on and off the fan. So yeah, and I didn't check to see if it was on ignition or not for that, but this thing has electrical issues anyway, so like, it doesn't start when you, or it doesn't even crank or anything, like no solenoid noises or anything when you crank it over. So yeah, some electrical gremlins there, but yeah, so that's just another thing done on this car. Next week I'll be pulling these doors and putting them on stitch. There is one issue with the passenger door, but I am going to fix that. Because you see that little pinhole, I'm going to grind this away, and I'll probably just end up tacking it, depending on how big it is. I don't know, I may not use this door, we'll see, depending on how big that hole actually gets. But for now, and then yeah, and then I'll grind the entire door, or sand it, whichever. Although only down here, only in the gray, because I kind of like the patina up here. My trim's in better shape, but oh well. Not a big deal there. And yeah, and inside you can see it's just a wreck in there at the moment, but hey. Yeah, so this will be a shorter update, but also I'm potentially talking to a guy, because when I get my new trunk lid, well, I'm gonna have a spare trunk lid around. So my Mustang here, like, this is Stitch, my 81, as you guys know, or should know at this point. Unless you're a first time viewer, then welcome to the channel. And yeah, because he actually wants this trunk lid, which it's a little rusty, but, or might want this trunk lid. I offered it to him. He said he wanted one without a rack on it, and this doesn't have a rack on it, so plenty of them without racks. So, but yeah, and if you can see, I mean, it's not in horrible shape. You know, it's got some rust up here, and it's got a dent, and a little bit of rust back here. But beyond that, it's in fairly decent shape. Yeah, and now, I was going to take, well, I did have my bumper cover off, this rear one, and I was going to replace it with the one off the parts car, but there's an issue with it. So I'm just going to try and sell it, see if anybody wants it. You know, if someone gives me 40 bucks for it, or even 20 bucks, that's fine. Because I'll be making money here pretty soon on the car, so. Yeah, and I mean, if I play it right, and if I price everything out, and if stuff actually sells, I could potentially double my money on this car. Which is pretty cool, actually. And it's funny, I could double my money, and somebody else can double their money because of the engine tranny and rear end. Now see, this bumper cover looks to be in pretty good shape. No cracks, no nothing. I mean, there's, actually it's not even a crack, it's the same as that side. But if we look underneath, there's a big issue. If you can see all of that rust, which I don't know if I did this in my last video, but maybe I did, I don't know, to show this thing. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll eventually find one, but until then I'm not too concerned. Let's just put this back to where, so that the metal doesn't get even more rusty when it inevitably rains. Although it's been like this all day, and felt a little bit of snow earlier, but I don't want it to snow at all. I don't really want it. I don't want rain either. But yeah, so within the next little bit, you know, as well, I'll be pulling those speakers out. There's also a couple of speakers up front here. I've actually got the middle speaker for my car. There we go. How do you adjust that a little bit? I'm also going to take the sun visors, and you can see the coat hanger things there for the back. I'll be taking those. There is 2 trim pieces in here that I want. They're, I think, down there potentially, or maybe they're back there. Regardless, doesn't matter. They are the trim pieces that go, well, see if I can open this door. Nope. I'll open the other side though for you. They go right, you see back there? They cover that area. So yeah, and obviously I'll be much more meticulous when I take my car's interior apart, you know, since this is the parts car, so you can be a little rougher with it, but you know, yeah, that's the car so far, I guess. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, and you can see all of my tools that I used for this, which is a lot. I tried to drill out some stuck screws, but it was just taking too long, so I grabbed the Sawzall and cut away a lot of the splash guards. Needed to do that to take off the bumper cover, so yeah, well, so this bumper cover is going to go back where the back there near the I'm sorry if I'm sniffing so much, it's a little cold out here, so yeah, anyways, yeah, that is the progress so far. If you're watching this, I mean, this will probably be uploaded overnight, and you'll probably see this on Tuesday morning or afternoon or whatever. So yeah, I'll upload this overnight, I think. Yeah, though. Yeah, she's here. And yeah, because right now I'm actually doing fairly decent on money for this car. Because I sold, well, I've only sold 2 things off the car so far. You know, I've pre-sold stuff, but no money's being changed hands with that yet. It's when they come will I get money for that. Because obviously, you guys know, I sold the sunroof and I sold the taillights. Right? And I could have made so much more money on that sunroof, but oh well. I throw it too low of the price, the guy jumped on it. I probably could have sold that thing for like $300, but oh well. So I only paid $300 or $350 for the car, so you know. Everything after, let's see. If I sell this, sell the hood, sell the trunk lid, and I think sell the center console. Oh, and also sell the bumper brackets. Yeah, so just the hood, trunk lid, bumper cover, brackets. I will be $10 from breaking even. So everything else is just gravy after that. You know, and there's a guy, I need to ship him off. Because I think he wants these. I'll have to send him pictures and confirm that. It's just dirty, and actually it's in decent shape, but I think that's what he was looking for. Now, I could be wrong. Because he said the signal light assembly. Well, that's the only thing I can see for a signal light anything. But also on the back here. Ooh, that's heavier than I thought it was. Because then it could be the one in there as well. But, beyond that, he might want all 4. Regardless, shouldn't be hard to take them out. So, yeah, if he wants them, you can have them. And then, yeah. And because he's also taking the single stock and those for $60. So, once I do that, I'm in the black. Everything else after that is gravy. So, yeah. And like, and I was trying to talk to a guy, he was interested in the interior, but then he's just like, well, what do you want for the whole car? Because he's a guy that parts out stuff too. And I had to educate him a little bit. Because this is a 3.8. You know. I don't know if it runs. But if somebody could get this running, or at least a turnover, it's $100, right? Just, it's a 3.8 V6. $100 is probably fine. The tranny is a C4. That's gonna be under 150. Okay. Go back to the rear end here. And now, you can't see the rear end from there, but anyways, the rear end is another $100. Okay. The front suspension, like the K-member and all that stuff, that's probably another $250. You know, if it comes with all the suspension and stuff, like, I mean, it probably needs to be replaced, but, you know, it's nice to have it for mock-up purposes, right? Like, the K-member is in good shape. So, yeah, it's just the shocks are worn to hell, and springs are probably original, but they're the original springs in my car, too, so, you know. This one is just way more neglected than my car was. So, yeah. I mean, and obviously the ride is just loose in there right now because I don't really care. Yeah, though, beyond that, I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I will be playing around with the polisher on Stitch. Because that video I didn't upload to YouTube. I might do that tonight as well. But I bought it's in the house, but I bought a 10-inch polisher the other day, and it was only $30. Retail was $60 on it. It's just a power fist, but it'll do the job. Because if you can see, it's on the other side. Because, okay, you can kind of see how it's a little dull here, and, you know, it's dirty and whatnot. And Now, and this was just taking forever because I wanted to wet sand the entire car, but it was going to take way too long. Because you can see, maybe, I don't know if you can see the shine or not in the video, but this area is smooth. Very, very smooth. A little dirty right now, but smooth, right? Because I wet sanded it. And yeah, you know, so beyond that though, there isn't much. Like, you know, when I get the doors swapped, obviously some paint will go on and stuff like that. And yeah, because that's Stitch with her awesome keystones on it. I was about to say Craigers, but they're not Craigers, they're keystones. And at some point, I've got to look into repairing this. It's just plastic, but yeah. Yeah, there is nothing else. So I will end the video here, and hope you're all staying safe during COVID-19. And for all you women out there, especially the mothers, I hope you had a fantastic Mother's Day. And yeah. And as always, if you have that project, which obviously I have a few right now, go wrench on it. Okay, bye.